You have a science degree, but pharma won't hire you for QA? Here's the real reason why. You have a biology degree. You apply to entry-level QA roles. You write careful cover letters. You wait. Rejection. Or worse, complete silence. You apply again. 50 applications, 100 applications. Maybe you get one interview. They ask about kappa, deviation investigations, batch record review. You freeze. Nobody taught you this in university. You watch people with the same degree get hired while you stay stuck. It feels random. Unfair. You start thinking pharma just isn't for you. In the next 4 minutes, you'll learn 5 specific actions that will get you QA interviews in 2 to 3 weeks. Not theory, immediate executable steps. I'm a vice president at a global pharma company. Because of corporate policy, I stay anonymous, but I'm here to help. I've hired dozens of QA professionals, and I'm going to show you exactly what we look for and how to get it with zero experience. Watch until the very end. At the end of this video, I'll give you the exact email template I use to recommend candidates to hiring managers. This one template has gotten 12 people interviews in the last 6 months. You can copy it word for word, but only if you watch to the end. But first, why QA? Because QA is the best department to start your pharma career if you're a beginner or career changer. QA touches every department. You learn manufacturing, regulatory affairs, validation, clinical operations, supply chain, everything. After 2-3 years in QA, you can transfer to regulatory affairs, validation, manufacturing, clinical quality, any direction you want. QA is your pharma passport. There's huge demand for experienced QA professionals, but here's the secret. It can also be a great start for freshers and career changers. But before we continue, is QA right for your personality? Do you like structure, rules, documentation, catching mistakes, ensuring safety? If not, that's okay. There are 7 other pharma departments: regulatory affairs, pharmacovigilance, clinical research, sales, business development, market access, medical affairs. Check which role fits your personality. I cover all of them in future videos and in my free guide, link in description. Now, let's get you into QA. Here's why you're getting rejected and exactly how to fix it. Here's what nobody tells you. Pharma QA doesn't hire science knowledge. We hire process knowledge. When I post an entry-level QA role, I don't need someone who understands chemistry. I need someone who can review a batch record, spot a missing signature, write a deviation report. I need someone who won't shut down production over a small mistake. Someone who understands compliance language, GMP thinking, documentation rules. Your university never taught this, and most candidates show up talking about attention to detail, which means nothing to me. Pharma operates on regulation, not science. FDA doesn't care if you understand organic chemistry. They care if you documented the temperature check correctly. If your CV shows only academic science, you look risky. I assume I'll train you for 6 months. When I have candidates who already speak GMP language, you lose. Solution 1, reframe every single experience using GMP compliance language, even if you've never worked in pharma. Stop writing, conducted laboratory experiments with accuracy. This is invisible to me. Start writing, followed standardized protocols with precise documentation and traceability to ensure reproducible results. Now I see compliance thinking. Use these exact words: protocol adherence, documentation, traceability, deviation, nonconformance, SOP, GMP principles. Retail pharmacist stuck for 4 months. Her CV said, dispensed medications accurately, counseled patients. She rewrote it. Performed prescription verification per regulatory protocols, documented all discrepancies, maintained controlled substance logs with full traceability. 3 interviews in 2 weeks. Same person, different language. Why? Because now she looked like someone who thinks in GMP terms. Open your CV right now. Find every bullet point. Ask, does this show compliance thinking or just task completion? Rewrite every single one. Worked in university research lab becomes executed experimental procedures per written protocols, maintained equipment logs, documented all deviations from planned methodology. Want the complete CV reframing template? Download my free roadmap to Pharma Guide, link in description. Solution 2, learn to read and explain one real pharma document this week. Just one. Go to FDA Gov. Search FDA 483 observations or warning letters. Download one. Read the QA section. Or go to any contract lab website. Many post template SOPs publicly. Pick one document. Learn the structure, purpose, scope, responsibility, procedure, references. Practice explaining out loud what each section does. This takes 3 hours. Do it this week, tonight if possible. In interviews, they ask, what do you know about GMP? Most candidates say, I'm a fast learner. You say, I reviewed several FDA warning letters to understand QA failures. I studied SOP structure. Procedures must be clear, traceable, followed exactly to prevent deviations. Instantly, you're not a beginner anymore. You're someone who prepared seriously. I noticed this immediately. Add this to interviews. I also reviewed batch record formats to understand how documentation supports product release and regulatory compliance. Solution 3. Stop applying to QA associate roles. Target these instead. Apply to QC lab technician, documentation specialist, validation assistant, compliance coordinator. These roles require less experience but give you GMP exposure. QC lab techs follow SOPs, document tests, investigate OOS results, all QA skills. Most QA professionals transfer internally from these roles after 12-18 months. This is the actual path, not the fantasy path. Biology graduate, 60 QA associate applications, 0 interviews. Switch to QC technician roles at small CROs. 4 interviews in 3 weeks. Accepted offer at stability testing lab. 14 months later, transferred to QA compliance. Search these companies: small biotech, contract labs, CROs, CMOs, stability testing facilities. They hire entry level more often. Stop competing for the hardest roles. Take the smart entry path. Open Indeed right now. Search QC Technician Pharma in your area. Subscribe now for weekly pharma career strategies. Real insider knowledge, not generic advice. Hit subscribe. Solution 4. Get one micro-credential this month that proves GMP knowledge. Put it at the top of your CV. NSF offers free GMP basics. ISP has affordable intro courses. ASQ has quality fundamentals. Coursera has pharma compliance modules. Pick one. Finish it this month, not next month, this month. Add it to your CV under certifications right below your name. Make it impossible to miss. Change your LinkedIn headline. Biology graduate, just a GMP certified. Seeking QA roles in pharmaceutical industry. I scan CVs in 10 seconds. If I see GMP fundamentals certificate in the first 3 lines, you immediately separate from 90% of candidates. When I ask why QA, don't say I like science. Say this instead: I completed GMP training because I want to work in regulated environments where compliance and patient safety are the priority. QA ensures every process meets regulatory standards. That's the responsibility I want. Pause this video, go to nsf.org or isp.org, register for one free course, start it today. Solution 5. Create a one-page QA readiness statement and attach it to every application. Title: Why I'm Ready for QA. 3 short paragraphs, clean formatting, in PDF. Paragraph 1. I understand that QA ensures pharmaceutical products meet regulatory standards through rigorous documentation, process adherence, and risk management. Paragraph 2. Here's what I've done to prepare: GMP course completed, FDA documents studied, compliance language learned, QC role targeted. Paragraph 3. I'm ready to contribute by reviewing batch records, supporting deviation investigations, and ensuring every process is executed per SOP. Most candidates send only a CV. Yours arrives with proof you already think like a QA professional. I noticed this immediately. It proves you understand the role. It proves initiative. It gives me something concrete to discuss. Chemists use this strategy. Got interview at CMO. Hiring manager opened with, "Your QA readiness statement was impressive. Let's talk about deviation scenarios." When I have 50 candidates with biology degrees and no experience, this single document moves you to the interview pile. Create this document tonight. Use Google Docs. Keep it to 1 page. Save as PDF. Attach to every application starting tomorrow. Target these company types: contract manufacturing organizations, CMOs, contract research organizations, CROs, generic drug manufacturers, small biotech startups. They hire entry-level more frequently, less competition, faster hiring processes, real GMP experience on day 1. Search Catalent, Thermo Fisher, Charles River Labs, Wuxi, Parexel, Icon, local compounding pharmacies with FDA registration. Remember, there's massive demand for experienced QA professionals. Companies are desperately hiring, but they need you to speak their language first. These 5 actions teach you that language. You're not changing who you are. You're translating your value into terms we understand. Here's what changes when you apply these 5 actions. Your CV speaks GMP language. You look prepared, not desperate. You're targeting the right entry roles. You have proof of compliance knowledge. You're showing me you understand what QA actually does. The process stops feeling random. You start getting interviews, real interviews, within 2-3 weeks. You stop thinking you're not good enough. The problem was never your intelligence. Nobody explained how pharma QA hiring actually works. And remember, if QA doesn't fit your personality, there are 7 other pharma departments waiting for you. I'll cover regulatory affairs, pharmacovigilance, clinical research, sales, business development, market access, and medical affairs in future videos. Each department needs different personalities. Find yours. All strategies are in my free guide. Execute these 5 actions this week, not next week. This week, you'll see results faster than you expect. Download my free roadmap to Pharma Guide in the description. It breaks down all pharma departments: QA, RA, PV, sales, BD, market access, supply chain. What each role does, personality fit, how to prepare. Now, here's what I promised you at the beginning: the email template that gets candidates directly to hiring managers. This is the exact email format I recommend when someone asks me how to reach out to QA managers. 12 people got interviews using this in the last 6 months. Subject line: GMP certified, your degree graduate ready for QA role at company. Dear hiring manager name, I'm reaching out because company is known for a specific quality initiative or product. As someone who completed GMP certification and studied FDA compliance requirements, I'm specifically interested in contributing to your QA team. I've prepared by reviewing FDA warning letters to understand QA failures, completing GMP course name, studying batch record formats and SOP structure, and creating a QA readiness statement that outlines my understanding of regulatory compliance tasks. I've attached my CV and QA readiness statement. I'd appreciate 15 minutes to discuss how my preparation aligns with your QA needs. Thank you for considering my application. This works because specific subject line with GMP keyword shows you research the company, proves you prepared seriously, mentions concrete deliverables, asks for exactly 15 minutes, not vague. Find hiring manager names on LinkedIn. Copy this template, customize it for each company, send it to 5 QA managers this week. Attach your CV and QA readiness statement. You now have everything: the 5 strategies, the email template, the free guide, no more excuses. Execute this week. See you soon in a new videos.